Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Peter Palmer podcast, where we attempt to read every Stanley written issue of the Amazing Spider-Man
Week by
week, so you can be a Spider-Man expert as well.
Yikes.
My name is Mike, and with me as always is my co-host
Sammy.
Yeah.
How are you?
We never asked that in the podcast. I'm kidding. I'm good. How are you, Sammy?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in a
It's
different
very hot.
spot this week, like we said, on the run.
We kept our promise this time.
Yeah, we're at an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully the audio sounds good because it's a bit windy, but we've got
It's fine.
stuff on top of the mic, so
She'll be right.
is it better to be muffled than it is to have wind noise constantly? I'd say so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Wind noise is annoying.
it is. So, yeah, what do we talk about at the start usually?
Movies? Or something like
Movie
that?
segment?
I think so.
This is the movie segment with Sammy and Mike. This is the movie segment. Hang in tight, my boy.
Movie segment.
Or two, technically.
2 movies.
Yeah.
What were they? I only watched a few as well. I probably only
Being-
watched one other movie that you didn't watch.
I watched Being John Malkovich.
Yeah, we watched that yesterday.
And then we watched Midsommar.
Yeah, which one are you going to talk about first? Midsommar?
Let's get that out of the way. Let's just get it over and done with, honestly.
You were so excited for that movie.
I was. And afterwards I was like, I wish I didn't see that. No, not in a bad way. Like I don't know. I don't know what to say about this film. I really liked Hereditary. I guess that's a good way to put it. If we're going to compare this director's films
Yeah.
to each other, I prefer Hereditary, but I can understand what he was doing with Midsommar. And after I've had to digest it for a little while, I think I like it, but I don't know if I'll rush out to see it anytime soon again.
Yeah.
The imagery, some of it is just very gratuitous, I would say,
Yeah. I guess so.
in a way, but like artistically, like it's very like
Yeah.
not allegorical, like metaphorical and stuff.
I'd
as
say I
well.
liked it, but
Yeah.
I just needed to pee for most of it. So
Lol.
I
Yeah.
couldn't fully
No.
immerse myself.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't like I didn't like Midsommar because it was definitely an experience.
Yeah. Can you
Definitely.
hear that music, by the way? I think that's coming from neighbor's house.
I can't hear it.
Anyways, I can hear like swinging, not swinging, but like funky, like bum bum ba dum bum ba da 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 da. Anyways, maybe that's just my head.
Maybe. I literally can't hear it.
But Midsommar, I like it.
Okay.
Hereditary, I like better, just because it's got that
Family drama kind of thing
that
going
family
on.
drama through the whole thing.
Mm.
Character drama.
Yeah, it's not a cult the whole time. It's just a cult at the end.
Yeah, I think this was padded out a lot, and I feel like it didn't need to be at some points.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I read more into it, like I could see like, oh, each scene is an allegory for something.
Definitely. I
But
mean,
yeah.
I can like imagine a couple already, like metaphors as such, like, you know, what symbolically what like that imagery meant and stuff. But basically it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah,
but a
someone said that
cult.
on Letterboxd.
And
yeah.
like that makes so much sense because I didn't see that until after I watched the
Yeah.
movie. And I feel like if I saw that before I'd be like, what the fuck? But no, I'm like, yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good looking movie. Every
Mm.
shot I was like, wow, that's so good.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Far out, man.
Yeah.
Far out, Brussels. But there's like some shots where it's just like full on like bright middle of the day like sunlight, and it just like is beautiful though. It doesn't look like blown out or ugly. It's like
No.
you see all the colors and you can still see the blue sky and like the light like shining through
Yeah,
people's hair. It makes them look golden.
It looks
and
better
stuff.
than our shot right now.
Oh yeah. I mean and there's some really cool like camera direction as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I really liked.
Yeah. A lot of wide angle shots, but still shallow depth of field,
Yeah.
which looks interesting. Like it'd be just a shot of someone's face, but it's really, you see a lot of the background, but
Yeah.
it's really shadow. Shallow, I meant. Yeah.
Shallow.
Yeah, and they do that cool
In the
thing when they're having a trip,
shallow.
and the background's all slightly wavy.
Oh yeah, because they are like basically on drugs the whole
Yeah,
movie.
because at first I'm like, I think the trees are just waving weird. I'm like, oh no, that's like a spirally pattern.
Yeah, I noticed it first when she had like the grass growing through her hand, and she looks
Yeah.
up at the tree, and then the bark of the tree is like swirling,
Mm.
and it's like, I know what that feels like.
But yeah,
Flashbacks
Midsommar,
to my
good.
trip. in
Thumbs up.
India.
Midsommar,
Yeah, thumbs up. Not 2 thumbs. No, actually, yeah, 2 thumbs up.
yeah.
Definitely.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. No, I liked it. I just, it disturbed me and
Wouldn't
made me
say-
very upset.
Wouldn't say an enjoyable experience.
No,
It's very unsettling.
it was. I was very upset after I watched it. Like, not upset as in like crying, just like,
Yeah,
I had this like yucky like feeling. I was like,
there
oh.
were funny parts,
There were funny parts, like major
Yeah.
bra moments. Like,
and I think it helped having those point of view characters in there.
Mhm. Definitely.
Yeah, because I think for our audience especially, like I could tell anytime someone's like, "Oh, what is this?" Like a character would comment and be like, "Well, this is so stupid," and they'd kind of like settle down and be like, oh, "Okay."
Yeah, like, or at least these characters are like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Especially Will Poulter.
Yeah, his bro character.
Yeah.
There's like a bro.
He peed on like a sacred tree or something, and they all got real mad,
Yeah.
which you would. I feel like that's just in general.
Yeah.
Pee on someone's tree.
Pee on someone's, it's like peeing on a grave, basically.
Yeah,
Which is kind of fucked.
literally.
Yeah.
In that case.
In that case, yeah. Quite literally peed on a grave.
Yeah, cool. Midsommar, it's good. It's not bad. Ari Aster makes movies,
Yes.
and they're not bad. Quite good, actually.
Yeah.
What do you think of being John Malkovich? You hadn't seen it
like-
before.
I like it.
Yeah, I forgot how like good it is.
Yeah, the premise is so awesome. And like the characters are like, none of the characters are like redeemable, but
No,
I like that.
But they're all very memorable.
They're all very memorable.
Yeah.
And they're all like, they're all their own characters, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not just, yeah.
I like Charlie Kaufman movies, how they're always about like a really strong idea,
Yeah.
but there's still he picks like the most creative and like out their way to explore that idea. Like I think this one's just about obsession,
Mm-hmm.
and rather than it being like a character's really obsessed with a celebrity,
misery.
he takes that to like the most extreme level. It's like we're so obsessed with being a celebrity that we actually want to
like we're actually
want to be inside
be
him.
inside the celebrity. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And the fact that there's like lines like to go inside his
In his brain.
mind.
Yeah.
I know, it's great. It's funny. I think that era of filmmaking, like those directors like Spike Jonze, Michel Gondry,
Yeah. Yeah.
all those guys really experimented a lot.
I like Spike Jones.
That was good.
He's
Yeah,
my favorite Spike.
Spike Jonze. Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
P.T. Anderson, he's good too.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
P.T. Anderson.
You should watch Magnolia. I think we should watch that.
Yeah, I've been
next.
meaning to watch it for a while.
It's quite long, but I think you'll enjoy it.
like
It feels shorter than Midsommar.
did you know the director's cut for Midsommar is 4 hours long?
I can't even imagine why.
What
What more could they do?
what more could you put in that movie?
I guess it'd probably just be more subplots and stuff.
Oh. Like it
More-
already felt padded out.
Yeah, more
like,
droning, long takes of.
and women going "Hey-ya!" like that, and they're going like, "The fuck."
Being John Malkovich. Anything else? You fell asleep the last 5 minutes.
I
but
did, yeah,
Yeah, I kind of explained what happened.
yeah. It's just because it was late at night. I was very tired.
No, it's good. I actually forgot a lot of it, so I'm glad I rewatched it
Yeah.
because I remember watching it in high school. I'm like, this is so good.
Who's your favorite Cusack?
Joan.
Joan.
I think I was saying this yesterday.
Yeah. Yay-ho!
Definitely. It's definitely not Anne Cusack. That I found out exists
I don't
recently.
even know who Anne Cusack
Yeah.
is, bro.
She was in The Boys, which is something I've been watching.
Oh,
I started
yeah.
watching. I watched the first 3 episodes of
I
The
really want to
Boys.
see that.
Yeah, I think you like it.
I'm gonna get
To an
my own
extent.
Amazon Prime trial and watch it.
Yeah, do it. You could easily watch 10 episodes in that time. Yeah. I'll watch the rest soon, but the first 3 episodes I like.
Mm.
It's not like the best thing I've ever seen, not the best like take on superheroes, but it's good. It's like if you like Watchmen and what are you doing?
Look at the reflector.
No one can see that in the
I
camera.
know. That's fine.
Just imagine something really cool. But yeah, no, The Boys, if you like stuff like Watchmen and Kick-Ass and those things written by people who are like, I'm sick of
Cape
superhero
shit.
stories.
Yeah.
Let's make them look bad.
Yeah. It's just like these superheroes, fuck them.
Yeah.
It's got Carl Urban in it, guys.
Yeah.
He's so underrated.
As Cockney private investigators like, oh, these fucking superheroes have got dirt on them.
Yeah.
Take them down, eh?
Fucking take him down, eh? Fuck the superheroes.
One thing I'll say is it's quite in your face. But
Yeah,
it's
you were saying
on
that.
purpose though. Like it's over stylized and like
But I think that's
It wants to-
also a thing, like, because it's like...
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wants to make a point.
Making fun of the spectacle of, like, superhero films and
Yeah.
stuff.
It really wants to make a point about like anytime it's trying to be a reference to something that's happening in real life or reflecting our real world. It's
Yeah.
like it's gonna let you know right off the bat. It's not like it doesn't dance around
It's
it.
not going to try and be subtle, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's a character that's very much like a Harvey Weinstein type or just any Hollywood executive producer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like as soon as it happens, it's like, yep, that's what that
He
is.
yeah.
Yeah. And the violence, of course, is very gratuitous, like boom, big.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of it. Like I thought there'd be like heaps of violence just
Yeah.
constantly. But no, it's only in parts. And it's either really gruesome and you're like, oh, or it's like, haha, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. And I'd recommend it. I'll watch the rest to have a full opinion. But yeah, I like the main characters. They're all fun. Yeah. And all the Justice League type characters are all really scummy and bad. But that's the point. Because they have like really good PR people that cover up all the shady shit
That's
they
like
do.
real life, dude.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they can get away with just killing someone in this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's like the setup of the show. Like one of the main characters loses someone close to them because a superhero accidentally, like literally just runs through them, and you see it in slow motion, and you're like, oh,
through them.
yeah,
Is he like a fast?
yeah, he's like the Flash character. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
you have to see, but that's like the setup for the show, and you're like, oh,
That's awful because knowing how the Flash like perceives time when he's running, he would have seen it from a mile away, right?
Yeah.
Technically.
but this guy, you might not all be all quiet there, you know,
Oh,
for
okay.
that bird.
Yeah.
But yeah, the boys are back
Me
in
and
town.
the boys in the locker room. Yeah. That's us.
What else was there I had to talk about? I had a couple more. Oh, what's his name?
I watched another movie.
Oh,
Sorry.
what was it?
Love, Rosie.
What's that again?
It's Sam Claflin and Lily Collins, and it's like a rom-com basically about like
Yeah, I
these
think I've
best
seen a
friends
poster.
since
Yeah.
they were like little kids, and they just keep like basically like they like each other. But in high school, like an inciting incident happens where it takes them on like really different paths in life, and like one of them has a kid, and the other one like goes off to live in America, and like they basically have really separate lives, and they always like end up like at different points in their lives like meeting each other, and like
Okay.
but they can't be together because of like different reasons. And
Yeah, I
stuff.
see.
Yeah,
It's interesting. I might watch that. Is it on a thing?
it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I really like it because it's British. Is that stupid? But like that's not the only reason. Like I like Sam Claflin, and it's like a really cute movie.
Yeah.
Like it's like not like amazing like cinema or anything, but there are some like pretty scenes in it, and it's
That's cool.
nice. Yeah, I liked it.
I think I'm confusing it with Like Crazy.
No,
Like when I'm
it's-
picturing the
yeah.
poster, I'm picturing Anton Yelchin and
No,
other
no,
lady. Yeah.
It's Love.
I know
Rosie,
who Sam Claflin and
Yeah.
other lady is though.
Lily Collins.
Yeah. They're quite good.
They are. I like Sam Claflin. He's a. Ooh, what the fuck?
What's that?
It's a bug.
Probably because you have a flower in your pocket. It's already dead.
No, it is dead. What
Yeah,
happened?
it's a weed, dude. And also, it wasn't submerged in anything, so it's like, you know.
Died so fast.
I know.
All right. I'm
Anyways, I
sweating
watched
now.
Drag Me to Hell again.
Oh,
Sam Raimi.
nice.
I love that movie.
You were saying that, yeah.
Yeah. I reckon you should watch it. It's fun. So funny.
Does it have actually any scary parts in it?
Yeah. But it's like fun scares, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to go to sleep like terrified.
Like in Midsommar.
It's like stuff that's scary. You're like, oh, God.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're like lol.
Yeah. But then it's funny. I think that's on purpose. Sam Raimi, I looked at interviews after from the time, and they're like, we're expecting like so much comedy to come from like
He
these
knows
scenes.
what he's doing.
Yeah, he's like,
It's his direction, dude.
he's like,
not
well, first and
silly.
foremost, I want it to be scary, but also like that mix of emotions is almost like that false sense of security or
Yeah.
false sense of like, yeah,
And usually when you do get scared by something, you're like, ha, like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, it's not always like terror.
But there's a car scene in it where she fights an old lady. I think I showed you that
Yeah,
yesterday.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so fun.
That is fun.
And yeah, there's a goat that talks.
Man. That's silly, but I like that.
And it's silly. Yeah, I'd recommend Drag Me to Hell, and it has a really good ending. I'd say one of the best endings.
You wouldn't let me spoil it for myself.
No, because I bet you'll watch it and be like, that wasn't that good. But
Oh,
yeah, I think it's good just because like that's how it ends.
oh okay.
Yeah.
That makes no sense
know?
to me, but
Well,
thank you.
if I say too
Yeah.
specific, you'll know what it is.
All right. Does she get dragged to hell?
Anyways, I watched some Spider-Man Far From Home this week, the second time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I feel exactly the same as last time when we saw it. I enjoyed it more because you can enjoy it more once you know what the movie is.
Yeah. You're
I
not
think-
trying to
I
like
think that's the
figure
way
out
with
the
any
plot
movie.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not that shock of like, oh.
Yeah, like I keep coming back to Midsommar, but yeah.
Oh, right. But no, I'd say like I have no strong feelings on it either way. I think just the whole time I was like, yeah, sure.
It's a superhero movie.
Yeah, sure.
It's a superhero
There's
movie.
nothing really that special about it except for like a few key moments with Mysterio. Those were good, of course. The bit where it's all CGI
Mm,
and he's falling through stuff and he's like, ah.
yeah.
The stuff that was all done by previs artists and animators.
Yeah, exactly. That stuff's so cool though. That's the thing though, like out of all the Spider-Man films, that's the one like after I watched it, I don't find myself thinking about it too much like
No.
now and stuff. I literally think about like Raimi Spider-Man more from like in a
Oh, yeah.
day-to-day perspective.
Yeah. And the goblin disease.
Yeah. I do think of that though. That's the thing. It's like weird, but like
I think John Watts definitely has more of a natural taking to comedy than action.
yeah.
Like all the comedy sequences are very well like structured and paced out, and they have like effective like setups and payoffs. And
Yeah.
the characters.
And they make people laugh. Like it
yeah,
like
and the characters all
works.
have their own little quirks.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, it works. But when it comes to
Yeah.
an action sequence, like it's just a mess.
Yeah, it is a bit messy.
I can't remember like any of the action sequences properly. Like what happens in them. Like I can say
No.
like, oh, he has a fight in Venice with water. Then he has a fight in Prague at the carnival.
With a fire, man.
Yeah. There's almost no point of it being at the
And
carnival.
then he has a fight in London, I think.
yeah,
with,
that's the
like,
very end. Yeah.
a million drones, which is
That
like,
was the ugliest one. But it's also the most compelling one because his friends are actually involved in the conflict.
Yeah, that's true. And like I like that. I don't know the bit at the end where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna close my eyes and finally use my spider sense and stuff."
That bit's good if it was set up better.
Yeah,
Yeah, because when that scene happened again in this, I was like, oh, that's right. But that wasn't really set up at all. They hinted at it a couple times. Like Aunt May throws the banana at him.
yeah.
She's like, well, where's your Peter Tingle?
Peter Tinkle.
Yeah, and there's also that bit where John Favreau's like, your Peter Tingle hasn't been working. I'm like, when was that ever shown in the movie?
Yeah,
Unless I missed something.
yeah.
But no,
I don't know if I'll rewatch it before it leaves cinemas.
no, I'd say watch it at home. You might enjoy it more.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I was just picking out little things where I'm like, if you just tweak that, and that, it would be a more memorable sequence.
Mm.
Like the bit where he's holding up the bell tower, the clock tower. And it's like, I don't know why he's doing that. I guess just because he wants to hold up the building, but it's already broken. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's not like trying to stop it from landing on people because they've already escaped.
Mm.
But then at the end, he picks out MJ's necklace that he was going to give her, and he's like, "Oh, thank God." But we never see that throughout the whole sequence, so it's almost like, what was the point?
Yeah.
It's like, why do we care that it's intact if we didn't see it in any sense of danger?
Exactly.
Yeah, like it'd be good if it fell out his pocket, and he's like, "Oh no, no, no!"
Has to
And he has to
flip it,
hold up
yeah.
like the building with the other hand. He's like, oh, "I can't reach it."
Yeah.
He has to web it, but then that like makes the clock tower fall, and
Full. Yeah.
then like yeah,
Maybe there's like some like innocent bystander like underneath the clock tower that he
Yeah,
has to
like
get out of
it's-
the way.
yeah, he's like, "Get out of the way." He's like, has to still hold it up, but he still wants the necklace. of
Yeah,
course.
so he has to like choose. Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
when,
exactly.
when
yeah.
it gets crushed at the end, we just see it crushed already. It's like we don't see it get destroyed.
Oh, that's right. Because when he gives it to her.
Yeah, then she's like, "I don't care." I'm like, "Oh, well, why do we care?"
Yeah. Exactly.
It would have been more effective if we saw it smash before that.
Yeah.
Like in the action scene, it's like John Favreau drops it and it goes like someone just steps on it and he's like, "Oh." It'd be funny and also like, "Oh,
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "No!" in the cinema.
John
like,
Favreau."
Silly boy.
Yeah. I don't know. There's other bits. I think if they like sequenced the movie a bit more effectively, it would have been better. Like the Mysterio reveal. I like that bit. I think that's my favorite bit of the movie, where he's giving all that speech in the bar. But I think if that was intercut with Peter figuring it out, I think that'd be so cool. Because like once he figures it out, we don't really care because we're like, we know.
And the way he figures it out too is that he drops a thing. Or
Yeah, she drops a thing. Overall, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Also, I think this is a little Easter egg. Could be Fantastic Four related. Where at the end, when he's like he meets up with MJ, like at the bottom of where Avengers Tower used to be. There's a sign in the background because when they do renovations on places, they put up like a little banner that says like "coming soon," blah blah blah. This one says you'll be excited for what comes next, and it says 1, 2, 3 ?
What?
Yeah.
Is there a screenshot of that somewhere?
There must be. But yeah. Then again, I was like, oh, that probably just means Phase 4, doesn't it? Like if they don't do Fantastic Four, it could easily just be like, we just meant Phase 4.
Yeah, they're just putting it in there just to get the...
Yeah, but it was near the Avengers Tower, and we don't see what that tower is in this movie, so... I don't know. It could be what it is. Any other stuff you watched? No?
No, that's it for me, yeah.
Spidey recap of the week. Spidey recap of the week. It's the comics that we read. Week to week, 2 of them. I did one, Sammy did the other one. Here it is.
Issue 87, released / published August the 10th, 1970.
Wow, it feels like only a few weeks ago we were covering an issue that came out August 10th, 19-something.
Yeah, I mean, it's August the 15th today. Oh, should we say that? Because then...
Is it?
Because then this gets released
That doesn't
later.
matter, does it? They can know. They can know that we record these early.
Yeah. I suppose they would.
You know, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, August 10th, that's why I'm thinking of that date, is that's when Spider-Man's first issue came out.
Oh, really?
Amazing Fantasy, yeah.
Yeah.
So this would have been the 8-year anniversary?
Yeah. Well, that makes sense as to why the title is Unmasked at Last. The
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man. If you only read one mag this month, it must be this one.
Must be.
And
Can't
the
be anything
art's
else.
really cool. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, y'all, but at the on the like front page, it's Spider-Man, and then Peter Parker sitting in front of him with all his mates, and they're like shocked because he's telling them he's Spider-Man.
Do you reckon on every comic they released, they wrote, this is the one you can't miss? Like on all of them?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But,
Because
I
they
mean-
wouldn't just throw all their other boys under the rug.
Mm.
X-Men, don't get it.
Mm.
Or maybe they just did love Spider-Man that much.
I think he did.
That's why he wrote it for 10 years.
Yeah,
And
so
he
long.
bailed from the other ones pretty quick.
Mm.
Fantastic Four, see you later. I think he did that for a while too. Fantastic Four and Spidey were his boys.
Fantastic Four was before Spidey too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
That's why he auditioned for them in the first one.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But you meant Stan Lee. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Spider-Man. As we saw last issue, Spider-Man has been slowly growing weaker. Finally, a desperate Peter Parker puts a drop of his own blood under a microscope to see if it can be finally losing its amazing radioactive power. This one's written by Stan Lee, of course, illustrated by John Romita.
Good
and
job.
Jim Mooney. So Spidey's looking at not a vial, like a slide of his own blood, and he's like sweating. He's looking really worried. He's got stars around his head. He's like, if the slide shows a loss of radiation in my blood, it means that the time has come. I'll no longer be Spider-Man.
Cool.
What's the matter with the microscope? I can't seem to get into focus. Everything is blurred and fuzzy. So basically, everything is like hazy to him. He's not feeling very well. He's like, if you remember about like the last issue, like he swung back and tried to go to the doctor. He didn't want to go to the doctor because he didn't want to like take off his mask. And he's like, I don't know what to do, but he's like, I know one doctor that can help me, Dr. Curtis Connors. And then he tries to, go find Curtis Connors, and he's like having a hard time getting there because he's all woozy. But he finally gets to the building, opens the window, and the whole office is deserted. Doc Connors is in Florida, he reckons. He's like, oh,
Always. He's
yeah,
always in Florida.
that's what I thought too. He's like, oh, he must have taken his family to Florida again.
Is this what started the whole, what's it called? Well, maybe they just did this because of the whole crocodiles in Florida thing.
Alligators.
Alligators, yeah. Same thing.
Yeah, no, because like Florida has always had alligators because
Yeah.
it's like a swamp.
So I assume that's why they made the lizard in
In
Florida.
Florida, yeah,
Yeah.
that's why. Because
Unless they started it.
Flow Rider.
Can you imagine?
They started it.
because of this. The alligator.
Alligators never came to Florida until they read the Amazing
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
issue 6 and like, oh. I'm just imagining subtitles coming up the bottom like.
I don't think alligators sound like that, dude.
They do.
I think they hiss.
You ever see an
They go,
alligator subtitled film?
No, I haven't actually. So you would know better than me.
Yeah, they go.
That's scary. So Spidey is really worried. He's like, I'm getting weaker than by the moment. I have to do something. I can't let my powers just slowly slip away. And he just suddenly remembers, oh no, Gwen's birthday party's today. It's the night of her surprise birthday, and I haven't even bought her a gift. So he's like, I know what I'll do. He swings past the jewelry shop. He's like, I'll just grab a gift from here. So he freaking, this is so bad. He pries open the door, goes in, like smashes it open, grabs like a few pearl necklaces. He's like, oh, this will do. These will make a perfect gift. And he's about to run away with them. And he's like, wait, hold on. What's wrong with me? What am I doing? I'm turning into a thief. He's like, I can't do this. So he throws the pearls back in the store and just like runs away.
What?
With the doors
Why
wide
did you do that?
open. That he made the situation even worse because now people just can come and take stuff because it's open.
Oh God,
Anyway.
Spidey.
Anyway,
He could have just palmed it off and been like, it was Mysterio.
yeah, fuck, it was the Prowler.
It was the Chameleon. Any of the ones that have pretended to be me.
Oh, true, yeah, the people that pretended to be him. So anyway, he's like, he's feeling very unwell. He's like, I'm like delirious. Like I just tried to steal something, and he falls from the to the ground from swinging. He's like, I'm not okay, dude. Like something's wrong. He's like, I'm disappointed. My brain is so muddled that I can't like even tell what's going on. But I can't just sit here on the top of his building forever, so I have to do something about Gwen. We're flashing to Gwen's party, and she's peering out the blinds, like, where's Peter? Like, I'm worried about him. I think something's wrong. And MJ and fucking Harry, of course, are, like, standing there like, oh, what a fucking loser. Like, she's looking out for Peter Parker's silly boyfriend. MJ is, she's so judgmental. And they're like, oh, come on, cheer up, Gwen. It's your birthday. Don't let just one schmuck ruin it for you. So she's like, all right, then. So she starts dancing, and she's all happy. And, a few moments later, the party has played out and everyone's going home. They're like, oh, happy birthday, Gwen, congrats, blah, blah, blah. And once everyone's left, besides Harry, MJ, and Captain Stacy, she just breaks down in tears. She's like really sad. She's like, I just can't help it. I'm acting like such a child, but I'm so worried about him. And all of a sudden there's a silhouette at the door holding a mask, just like
What?
holding a mask in one hand.
His mask.
Spider-Man's mask.
What?
And it's Peter.
In the costume?
No.
Or just holding the mask?
In his civvies, holding a mask.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is he doing this?
He's delirious, dude. She's like, Peter, what are you holding in your hand? And he's standing there and he looks so like fucking dazed, dude.
Oh.
He looks like he's having a moment. Anyway, he's like, I just had to come and tell you. I can't keep it a secret anymore. Spider-Man is finished. His career has ended forever. I'm the only one who could know that because I'm Spider-Man. And everyone's like freaking the fuck out. Gwen's like, what are you saying, Peter? What's happened? And Captain says, like, the boy is ill. He looks feverish. Something's wrong with him. And Pete's like, I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused you guys. And then he's like, I've got to go now. And he just runs away.
Oh.
And Gwen's like in tears. She's like having like a crisis. And yeah, he starts running away. And Gwen's like, Dad, tell me I didn't see it. Tell me it wasn't true. My Peter can't have been Spider-Man.
How do they revert this? Because this is nothing. This doesn't get brought up at all in my comic.
Yeah. Oh, well, you have to wait and see.
Oh my God.
Captain Stacy's like, don't worry, Gwen. I'm sure, he's just not well. I don't think he knows what he was saying. And Harry chimes in. He's like, guys, I seem to remember hearing something like this happened once before. It had to do with the time Spider-Man battled against Doc Ock. According to the story I heard, Doc Ock caught him and he started to unmask his enemy. And when the mask was torn away, the face behind was Peter Parker's.
That's right.
Yeah, but Ock soon realized Pete was a nervy imposter, and Pete got a good bowling out for impersonating the web slinger in order to get some good news pics of Doc Ock, and that was the end of it.
What?
Yeah.
Is that the explanation?
No.
Okay.
But it contributes to it. So he's like, but now what the heck would it... He's like skeptical. He's like, but yeah, what the heck would it help him to try impersonate him a second time? And Gwen's like, what if he wasn't like, you know, acting up? What if he really is Spider-Man? And what if he's been Spider-Man since that, you know, incident with Doc Ock? And everyone's like, oh yeah, sure. MJ pipes and he's like, wow, Gwen, you can sure pick him. He's either a masked menace or a psycho case. Take your pick. Like the worst thing to say to someone who's like having like a mental breakdown over this. She's like, shut up, MJ. No matter what he is, don't you dare talk to him like that. Talk about him like that. So, meanwhile, a few blocks away, Peter Parker's stumbling around the city looking drunk. But he's just sick. He's like, I think I'm dying, basically.
Why is he sick again?
You'll see.
Oh, so we don't know yet.
Yeah. He's like, I think that he doesn't know. That's why he's like freaked out. He's like, maybe the radioactivity in my blood has fatally affected me. I think I'm actually dying. So he's like, I'm just going to go to the doctors. I need medical help. So he puts on his Spidey costume, puts on his mask, shows up to the hospital. He's like, nurse, I need help. Like, I'm really sick. She's like, what? No, you're a masked menace. You can't be here. But a doctor walking by and sees him. He's like, this man needs help. Go get him a bed, woman. Don't just stand there. That's pretty much what he says. Anyway,
Right.
So he puts Spider-Man in a bed and he doesn't try to take his mask off or anything. Like he's taking like readings, like stethoscope and like blood pressure and stuff. And he's like, why aren't you trying to unmask me, Doc? He's like, I'm in an understaffed hospital filled with sick and the anguished. I don't have time to worry about like who you are and stuff. Like I just see a sick person. I want to help him. And Pete's just like, men like that, driving themselves, working around the clock to heal people. They're the real superheroes of this world. That's where it's really at. And so he's fallen asleep. And a few hours later, he wakes up. And the doctor walks in. He's like, I didn't want to wake you, son, but thought you'd like to know that you've had the worst case of the flu I've seen in years.
Oh, God. He just had influenza.
Yeah. And Spider-Man's like, the flu? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I've never seen anyone recover so fast. He's fine now. He's not sick anymore.
Oh, my God.
He just had to sleep.
It's like me when I get sick. I'm like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm so sick.
I'm so...
Like, you just had the flu, mate. Calm down.
Yeah,
I
chill.
feel a cold.
You're not dying. He's like, and you do like irrational things, like tell everyone you're Spider-Man just because you think you're dying, but you just have the flu.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, thanks, Doc. I'm gonna fuck off now. So that's what he does. And he climbs to the top of a building. He's like, wow, I feel so good. You know, as long as I wasn't losing my spider powers. My spider powers, oh no, I just remembered. I gave myself away to everyone.
What?
So he just remembered.
He's got to come up with an excuse.
Yeah, he's like, oh, the fever made me delirious. I didn't realize what I was doing. I have to figure out how to fix this one. And with a heavy heart, the tormented youth ponders his plight as the minutes turn to hours and the fading gloom of night gives way to the slowly gathering dawn. But then suddenly, he realizes, of course, the only answer, it's a long shot, but at least it's a chance. I first got to get my civvy. So he changes to Peter Parker and he's like, I need to conceal my identity though. So he like webs up his face to make like a mask out of webs. Swings to a building. He's like, this guy owes me a favor. He's the only one that could pull this off. Looks like the weather's good. He's sure to be working today. So he climbs to the side of the building. He's like, there he is. I was right. He's there now. He walks up or he swings up to him and guess who it is? Hobby Brown.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that.
It's Hobby Brown. It's window washing, remember?
Oh, yes, of course.
So he's like, what gives, man? He's like, it's me, Spider-Man, Hobby. I've been looking for you. And he spelled Hobby wrong. Hobie.
That's how it's spelled last time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was Hobbie.
I don't know. Maybe. I think you're right, actually.
And Hobby's like, even without your... Sorry. He doesn't say that. He says, even without your costume, I'd know it's you. He's like, but what do you want with me? I've been playing it cool. No one's seen the Prowler, and you know it. And Pete's like, I'm not after the Prowler hobby. I need a favor. I want you to wear this Spidey suit tonight and show up at a certain place at a certain time. And Hobby Brown's like, you trying to frame me, frame a guy? He's like, I'm not trying to frame anyone, trust me. And he's like, all right, I guess I do owe you a favor, so no questions asked.
So if we're gonna have Spider-Man that sounds like a black guy.
Oh god, Miles Morales.
Yeah, what's up, I'm Spider-Man. They're like, wait a minute.
Hold on. So Pete shows up at Gwen's house. And he's like, hi there, I owe Gwen an explanation. He opens it because Captain Stacy's at the door.
Yeah.
He's like, Captain Stacy's like, all right, son, that's the understatement of the year. And he says hi to everyone because everyone's still there. And Gwen's like, oh my gosh, Peter, you're back. I was so worried about you. And he's like, I was feverish. I had the flu. I didn't know what I was saying. I'm so sorry I made a fool of myself. And Gwen was like, but the costume, you were carrying Spider-Man's costume. And Pete's like, he asked me to.
What?
I had met him. And she's like, I want to believe you. I do. But no matter what anyone says. And all of a sudden, Spider-Man, Hobby Brown, shows up at the window. He's like, sup, guys?
He's like 2 feet taller and he's like, the suit doesn't fit him
Yeah,
quite
it's
right.
like stretched. He's got like a puff where his like hair afro would be. Like
What?
his mask. He's like, no need for anyone to get uptight. I just wanted to thank Peter Parker for bringing me my costume. And Pete says, okay, you'd promise never to barge in on me like this again. I know. Oh my god, I'm tired. Spider-Man says, just make sure I get my cut of the dough and you rake in taking my pictures, little man. I'm just like thinking, did Pete never like told him to say any of this? How come he has a script all of a sudden?
They would just cut past that bit. Otherwise, we'd see him saying, so, okay, say this, this, and this.
No,
and then
but
we just
because see him swing away.
Yeah, but we missed the part where he explained it, you know? So go to the panel before that.
Yeah, he says no questions asked and then swings away.
Yeah, but I assume they've, you know, it's
Alright.
editing. It's like movie editing.
Okay, sure.
We don't see someone be like, I'm going to this place now. We see them go.
I mean, sometimes in comics we do.
And they walk like every step of the way.
In comic, I don't know. We've read some that are like, I am doing this now, and you have to do. And it's like so much exposition.
Yeah, there's no point in doing it twice.
Yeah. So anyway, it's all sorted because he's like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. Pete's there, so he can't be Spider-Man. So we see Hobby Brown go to the roof dressed as Spider-Man, and like he leaves the costume there. And everyone's like, oh, well, I guess Spider-Man can't be you then, Peter. You look sick, so you should go back home and get some rest. So he walks home, and he's thinking, well, for once, I'm not the low man on the totem pole of life. Why do I still feel as though I'm walking on eggs? There you go, that's side issue.
Walking on eggs.
Next, would you believe Doc Ock?
Would you believe Doc Ock? Well, I'll tell you why you shouldn't believe him.
Believe in Doc after rock?
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is Doc Ock, issue 88.
Nice.
Amazing Spider-Man, issue 88, sorry. It's not Doc Ock, the comic book series. And, yeah, this came out in September
Yeah.
1970.
September the 10th?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Tell you what? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it says, see the rampaging return of Dr. Octopus, Spidey's deadliest foe.
We have a guest on the podcast today.
I knew there'd be a bird cameo.
Nice.
The arms of Dr. Octopus, okay? So it starts off, and there's this scientist guy showing Doc Ock's arms.
All right.
And he's like, look, even though Dr. Octopus is now in a penitentiary many miles from here, his amazing mechanical arms are still considered potentially dangerous. And he's got them just sitting on a box in front of like this whole crowd of people. He's like, look how dangerous these are.
What?
It's like, yeah, good idea,
So
man.
dangerous.
And he's showing like, it's either a video or like photos of Spider-Man fighting Doc Ock. And he's like, you know, that strange atomic accident many years ago, Doc Ock gained deadly mental control of his super powerful arms. That's why we imprisoned him far away from here, beyond the range of that control. But, cut to Doc Ock in the penitentiary. He's like, I've been in solitary practicing to increase my range of mental control. And at last, my time has
Didn't he do
finally
this last
come.
time he broke out of jail?
I think so.
He did something very similar. At
Yeah,
least.
but they didn't keep the arms far away. They had them like
Ah.
in the next room, and he's like,
That's
"Oh, I can still control them."
Yeah. Okay.
And as we see, the jail guards are like, "He's been sitting that way for over an hour. What's he doing?" And they're like, "Don't worry about it. He's a criminal. He does stupid stuff." And you see Doc Ock in the corner going like,
Like doing some fucking like
"Yeah."
mental shit.
And suddenly, back at this science exhibit or whatever it is, the arms suddenly like break loose, and they start running amok and hitting people. And the dude who's doing the TED talk, whatever it was, is like, "Oh no, they're breaking away! Run, take cover, everyone, run away!" And we see the arms just wreaking havoc. Sorry,
Oh my god, that's
themselves.
terrifying. Cue
And they
the theme, Doc Ock theme from Spider-Man 2.
Boom, 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 boom.
You can do it much better than me. I do it really silly.
But yeah, then the arms jump out of the building,
Smash.
and there's a policeman
I
like
like that
shooting at it.
title. It's just like.
He's like, stop it. And of course, Spidey swoops in. He's like, "My spider sense. It's gonna blow a gasket. There's trouble down below. Big trouble. Doc Ock's arms. It's worse than I thought." And he tries to web them, but his webs are too weak. He tries to.
Hate that feeling.
I know. The arms pin him up against a wall. So Spidey like tangles the arms in like a knot, but it frees itself from the knot pretty easily. And he's like, "Oh, what? How are they doing that? They're untangling themselves." But he says, "If Doc Ock were closer, he'd be able to like take me on much easier than this. So he must be pretty far out of range to control these arms to do this." So then the arms escape, and Spider-Man runs away too, because he doesn't run away. Sorry, the arms like punch a building, then they fuck off somewhere.
They just
And
crawl
then Spider-Man's
away.
like, "Oh no, that building's about to collapse." So he like webs it up and like holds it up.
Hey, it's like in Spider-Man Far From Home.
Which part?
The bell tower.
Oh, the bell tower. But he's actually like stopping like it from falling on people. You
Oh,
see?
yeah, true. He's actually saving people.
Maybe John Watts should have read this comic. Let's send it to him.
Yeah.
He's probably read it. He's probably read
No,
all
I'd
of
like
them.
to say he's probably read them, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, the arms run away. Spider-Man's like, "God damn it." The arms have vanished, and the city's too big. The arms had too much of a head start. They could be anywhere, so I'm going to head home. So he heads home, and suddenly he's like, "Oh, I better get studying. My grades have been dropping. My averages have been, pretty bad." So he goes to college, and he's like, there's a note in the bulletin board for me to see Professor Warren. So obviously, like his grades are that bad that the teachers put up a message on the message board.
Yeah.
They're like, "Peter Parker to my office right now."
That's, today in the era of cell phones and emails, that shit wouldn't happen because you just would never see it.
No.
Anyway, that was a pointless
I thought you were
comment.
gonna say because he could just text him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too, I guess.
That's what I meant, sorry. That's a dumb way to say that.
Then Gwen comes down and she's like, "Morning, man. You
Morning,
good to have
man."
you with us again." And they do the usual Gwen and Peter like, "Ew, blah blah blah. We like each other. We like you.
Lucky,
And Peter makes this
lots.
really like scary face.
That's like Dane DeHaan in The Amazing Spider-Man
It
2.
is.
One of these green
I'll screenshot it so it'll be up in the video. Yeah, but then Peter meets with that professor in his office. And the professor is like, this looks like the professor from the start, is it? Let's have a look. It's not. It looks almost exactly the same like the professor from the start.
They just recycled the character.
Except this one has a moustache. It's the only difference.
They just took the same drawing, just put a moustache on him.
Yeah, that's how drawings work. You
Yeah.
just drew a moustache.
Yeah, that's right. You draw, right? You know this.
Yeah, I know. That's how you do it. Yeah, he's like, "Your grades have been slipping real low." He's like, "I'm aware of your ability, Parker, but you have to take science like butter takes to bread."
Oh, yeah. I thought that
He's
was
like-
silly, but then I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, it's not silly.
Yeah, the professor's like, "That's why I called you here. Just get your shit together, mate." Then we see Peter and Gwen walking home later that day. And Peter's like, "Of course I could have said, well, there's this business of me being Spider-Man, for instance." Why does he say that?
Yeah, I'm like, what?
I think he's saying like, "Oh, I wish I could just tell people like why my grades are dropping," kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're sitting having coffee somewhere, and Peter's not quite there. He's like, "Oh, I've been I've been absent too much. My grades have been dropping. Nah, yeah. And Gwen's like, I'll just have to start coaching you. That shouldn't be too hard. But then, meanwhile, the arms are crawling up the penitentiary, and they rip off the bars. And the guard's like, "Oh no! Look, coming through the wall." You'd think that the penitentiary would be notified as soon as the arms escaped, wouldn't they?
They should, definitely.
But no, they're like, "Oh no, what is that?"
oh my God.
They haven't heard about this. I guess this is in the age of smartphones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The miscommunication is just anxiety inducing.
I know. Maybe phone calls back then. It took 2 hours for it to reach.
Yeah, it took longer than it did in the 60s.
Yeah, that's not how phones work.
Yeah, definitely. They tried to send a letter.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
They tried to send some snail mail. It didn't get there in time, unfortunately.
That's sad. Guy at the jail's like, Doc Ock, he just made a break for it. It's those arms of his. They broke in and he's got him again.
Got him again.
Yep. And Doc Ock's like, yeehaw, I'm out of here. And look, what's Doc Ock planning? What do you think he's planning?
Genocide.
Look, you're not too far off.
Really?
No, not quite, but
Okay, I was gonna say
the stakes are pretty high.
not as high as genocide, though, right?
So not long afterwards, a giant 747 prepares for takeoff at Chicago's O'Hare Airport.
O'Hare Airport.
O'Hare Airport. So that's what it says.
Really?
Yeah, O'Hare Airport.
What the hell is that?
That's the name of the airport. Don't worry about it. So there's a character that says, "So this is the plane that's flying General Sue to the UN. I knew I could count on you to get me a
To
seat."
the UN.
And then the response to that is, "It wasn't easy, Dad. This is highly delicate and an important mission. The Pentagon wants to be certain that there are no incidents."
Oh God.
And we see that these two mysterious characters are John Jameson and J. Jonah Jameson.
Hey, John Jameson's back.
Yep. He's like, "Even though I was able to book passage for you, I'm afraid an interview will be out of question." And Jameson's like, "It will, huh? Well, we'll see about that. It's my duty to keep the American public informed." Blast it. Then we see someone's taking off his coat, flight attendant. He's like, "Besides, the Bugle will make a fortune if I can get an exclusive for this. This is more important than..." John Jameson's like, "This is more important than making money, Dad." He's like, "Nothing's more important than making money, boy.
Nothing is more important than making money.
Have it your way." But that guard is to make sure that no one disturbs the general, and that means no one. While inside the spacious, specially constructed cabin, I see a bunch of dudes talking, a couple Chinese guys. One of them is General Sue, of course. And they're like, "General, the United States will take every precaution to guarantee the success of your mission." And General Sue's like, "So there are those who would wish us harm. We must not relax our vigilance." I'm not going to try and do a Chinese accent.
Please don't. Yeah.
But
I mean, we could, but we're not.
then we
We're
see,
doing this for you.
yeah, okay, so they know that Doc Ock's escaped, and like since Doc Ock is heading east, sorry.
You good?
They don't know Doc Ock has escaped. This is Doc Ock speaking.
I
He's
was
speaking in
gonna say,
he's
this
speaking
is
in the third person.
confusing.
That's why I was confused because we
Okay.
don't see him on the panel.
Oh. Why
This
would
is-
he be speaking in the third person?
He's like, since Dr. Octopus is heading east, he might as well take the biggest plane of all.
Oh God, that's so confusing.
So he's climbing under the plane and he jumps in.
He's doing a full Mission Impossible right
He is.
now.
He's Tom Cruising it. And he's like, I'll pry open the luggage ramp before we gain altitude, then I'll make my way to the heart of the plane. I have no intention of flying in the baggage compartment. And he smashes through the wall. He's like, nobody move, quick, lead me to the pilot's cabin. And the flight attendant's like, I can't move, I can't breathe. Because Doc Ock's got him like her in a grasp.
Mm.
And like, it's Dr. Octopus. He tore that steel wall apart like it was made of paper.
I get them goosebumps every time. Sorry.
How many times has Stanley used that simile?
Made of paper.
Yeah.
Oh my God, across every comic he's written,
Yeah.
probably at least a dozen.
I'd say so. Probably more. Anyways, he's like, not trying, fool. I'm doing it. So that guard just said that out loud, as if he'd say that.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, he steals
He's
all
about
their
to do it
guns.
to him.
And Doc Ock's got a gun, as well as his arms, and he's like, I'm not concerned with human safety. Stand back, defy me, and you die.
I'm not concerned with human safety.
No, he's. Oh, can you press the thing again to make it record, please? But yeah, he does not care for human life. He's. Oh my god! You almost knocked over everything. Just the record button. But yeah, Doc Ock. He's unhinged. This one. He's Doc Ock Unchained.
Isn't it like a thing that Doc Ock gets more mad, like because of like?
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's holding this woman hostage, and he's like, he didn't even realize who was on this plane. He's like, wait, General Sue was on this plane? Wow, a better break than I had bargained for. The State Department will pay anything to keep him from harm. So he's like, I'm the one who they'll sell the price.
Wait, is Sue spelled TSU?
No, just SU.
SU, okay. They didn't want to confuse the readers.
Yeah. And he says to one of the guards, he's like, you, fetch the general, bring him here, and I mean now. And this is when Doc Ock starts chilling, like, on a seat, while all the other people, like, held hostage by him. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit here and make sure nobody causes any trouble. He's letting his arms do all the work. And then he tells some politician or whoever this is, he's like, Doc Ock is on board the plane. You can't be serious, man. And the guard's like, I'm
I'm Doc Ock.
Oh, you're Doc Ock.
I'm an octopus.
I thought you were saying this guy was saying, I'm Doc Ock.
Oh, no.
He's like, I'm afraid it's true, sir. And he wants General Sue. And John Jameson's like, Dad, did you hear that?
Dad.
And Jameson's like, I heard. And Jameson's like just staying in the background, like eavesdropping into this whole conversation. And John Jameson's like, for the safety of General Sue and the rest of the passengers and crew, we have to play along with him. Our only hope is to trap him when we land. And the guy's like, I suppose you're right, Colonel. And yeah, they're like, General Sue, don't be alarmed. But we have some disquieting news. And they're like, yeah, we heard everything you just said. If any harm befalls the general, and General Sue's like, be quiet, Fong. I'm ready, gentlemen. They walk in to Doc Ock, and Doc Ock's like not breaking a sweat. He's like, I got you all right
he's
where
just chilling.
got you all right where I want you to be, pretty much.
Wrapped around my tentacles.
And what does Doc Ock want you say? Well, we'll find out, won't we?
In the next episode.
It's probably money, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, so he's like, now do as I say, and no one will be hurt yet. Radio ahead and tell them at Kennedy not to rush the plane when it lands. Doc Ock isn't in the mood for crowds. But he says, I'll be expecting $10 million in cold cash.
Cold, it has to be in the fridge.
Yeah, and $10 million, that's a lot.
That's a lot to put in the fridge, too. You'd need at least 3 fridges.
No, it's $10 million, like, bundled up is not as much as you think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. At
like
least
in
one
those
fridge.
suitcases in movies where they open up and it's all money, that's like $1 million.
She'd 10 of those?
Yeah.
That's at least 2.
That's like a fridge. A regular fridge.
How big?
Like those briefcases.
Okay.
And
Really?
they open it up and that's like all padded up. That's like $1 million, pretty
Okay.
much.
Oh, yeah, you could fit that in one fridge.
Yeah, 10 of those.
But how long would it take to get cold and hard?
Put in the freezer, I'd say like 2 hours.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, the plane's flying above. And you're probably wondering, where's Spider-Man during all this? Peter Parker.
Oh, yeah,
What's he
I
doing?
wasn't actually thinking about that.
Well, I was wondering because I'm like, he's got to save the day, doesn't he?
Imagine if he just doesn't. He just crashes the plane.
Yeah, Doc Ock's like, if I don't get the money, no one leaves this plane alive. Cut to the Daily Bugle. And Parker's like, oh, nuts, James isn't here. I just wanted some dough. And Betty's like, oh, he's coming in on the 747, Peter. And Robbie Robertson comes in a daze. He's like, in a craze, not a daze. He's like, Miss Brandt, get me a cab on the double. The news just came over the wire. Dr. Octopus has taken the plane with General Sue aboard. He's demanding $10 million or else. And Peter Parker is like, isn't Jameson also on that plane? And Robbie's like, you know what, grab a camera and let's go. And they just run off into the cab. And Robbie says, if any harm comes to General Sue, it could be a trigger of major new war. So, not far off mass genocide.
Yeah, no.
But I don't think Doc Ock knows that. I think he just wants cash.
No, I don't think he's trying to start like World War III.
No. I don't know what he wants cash for. Does he want to build a a sun machine again,
Yeah.
like in the movie.
Maybe he just like, oh yeah, that's right. Maybe he's like, I need to build my machine. What was it called again?
Did it have a name? I don't think it had a name.
Maybe not.
Yeah. But he had good intentions in that movie. This Doc Ock, I don't think has good intentions ever.
I think he just sounds mad, honestly. He just sounds like he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Yeah, in the movie he's mad, but he wants to create renewable, cheap energy for the whole world. You know?
But then his wife dies.
That's admirable.
That is admirable. But it goes wrong.
Well, his
so-
wife dies, and then he still continues to build the machine because he's like, no, I got to perfect it. I got to get this right.
She can't have died for nothing.
I got to do one thing right in my life. They see Captain Stacy waiting at the airport, and they're like, oh, we should have known you'd be here. And Captain Stacy's like, the plane lands in 5 minutes, Rob. Ock is still in control. And to make things worse, the airport is jammed with militant demonstrators.
Isn't that what just happened in China recently?
Maybe.
But not, it was like civilians. Yeah, it did. There was protests at the airport, like stopped all the flights.
Well, that's what's happening here, pretty much.
Whoa, this is like really good timing.
Yeah, there's people like with signs
Yeah.
saying
No.
like Sue is through, Sue must
Oh.
go.
Or no, they were in China. They were protesting police brutality, but you know, they were still protesting in an airport.
This one they're protesting General Sue.
That's racist.
I know, but they're all hippies. Look at them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're chanting a thing. They're like, "Don't give Ock the
Hippers.
dough. Sue must go. Don't give Ock the dough. Sue must go. 1, 2. Who needs the Sue?" That's what they're doing. It even has little like singy song notes,
Oh, that's cool.
treble clefs. as
Treble
they call them.
clefs.
Yeah, and Peter's thinking, he's like, oh, I've got to do something. Whole place is a powder keg waiting to explode. I can't just stand around worrying about some snapshots. What should I do? What should I do? The plane lands,
Spider-Man
and
2. What should he do?
and there's a announcement on the intercom. It's like, attention, attention, all personnel are ordered not to approach the plane. Keep the field cleared. Dr. Octopus has threatened the lives of those aboard if this order is not carried out. So we see on the plane, the flight attendants are trying to calm down all the people, the passengers. And all the people on the plane are like, oh no, on the ground, sorry, are like, Doc Ock's a madman. The risks are too great. We dare not to defy him. But as this is happening, Peter Parker gets on a Spider-Man costume. And he's like, no one in that crowd realizes how dangerous Ock really is. No one has ever fought him like I have. I'd hoped I'd never do it again. Most of the protesters don't want us to pay the ransom. But if we don't... He doesn't say anything else.
I was about to say, what? Did you just glitch?
No, he literally says, but if we don't... And then it cuts to the next panel.
Oh.
Yep.
It's like a ... situation. Like, if we don't...
Yeah, then we see Doc Ock, and he's like, hold back the crowds, keep everyone away, I've got nothing to lose. Defy me and everyone dies. And
It
Spider-Man's
is
like...
genocide.
Yeah, and Spider-Man's like, there's only one chance my webbing will make it. Lucky there's a strong wind at my back. So he webs to the plane, like, crawls across it like Sly Cooper on a
Doesn't this
tightrope.
happen in Far From Home? Oh no, it happens in Homecoming.
To a plane. Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Mm.
But in this one, he like webs the plane. He like crawls, like, what is it called? Tightropes
Yeah.
across it. Yeah. He's like, so far so good. I'm still a long way from the touchdown. My spider sense is starting to tingle. That means he's right under me.
PD tingles.
Oh, the battery on the camera's about to die, but I can change it in a sec.
Okay.
We're almost at the end of the comic. So we see Doc Ock's got all these people captive. Spider-Man webs in the eyes. And he's like, oh no, I can't
That
see.
would
My
hurt.
eyes, my eyes. And he lets them all loose, like in a panic. And Spider-Man jumps at him. He tries to punch him in the face, but the arms are still like in control. So
Oh, yeah,
they're hitting
true.
him. Yeah, and everyone like runs off while Spider-Man's fighting Doc Ock. Like, quick, everyone get out this way. Perhaps it's no more violent than... Oh, I don't know. Oh, the Chinese guy's like, America's such a violent society.
It is.
Yeah,
This is still relevant.
Jameson's like, perhaps it's no more violent than any other general.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen what your police do to your citizens, Chinaman? Oh, sorry. Oh my god.
Excuse me?
I didn't mean it like that. Fuck.
But anyways,
I'm
Doc Ock's glasses are off. And he can't see very well
regret that.
without his glasses.
I regret that. Wow.
It's fine. Just move past it.
Yeah, let's move past it.
Now that you've gone on about it, I can't edit it out.
Yeah, that's true. But that's fine. I'll just leave it in. It's okay.
Spider-Man's he's trying to win, but the arms are still, hitting him about. And he's like, I've got to immobilize the others. But Doc Ock's arms, they're reaching for the controls of the cockpit. And Spider-Man's like, oh no, we're moving. He's taxing down the field. He knows the law is closing. He hasn't a chance.
Dude, this is what that girl from Drag Me to Hell was trying to do in the car.
Yeah. He's like, he's trying to escape. He's trying to fly to safety. And Spider-Man's like, I need to get out of here. There's no matter how brilliant of a scientist he may be, he can't pilot a plane without perfect vision like that. And what do you think happens?
He crashes.
The plane explodes instantly.
Instantly?
Yeah, look, it says seconds later.
What?
As
How
if
do you...
to lend to emphasis to Spidey's words, no sooner does the great ship reach the far end of the runway when, boom, it explodes.
How do you fuck up that bad when you're flying a plane? You just instantly explode it.
And not Doc Ock, Jameson's like, the biggest crime story of the year, the end of Doc Ock, and no one got a picture.
Oh no, Jay.
And Robbie's like, it was impossible. No one could get across the field. And Jameson's like, what about Parker? Why didn't he follow Spider-Man?
He just wanted him to fucking put himself in direct
He's like,
danger.
Parker, that chicken, he'd chicken out at any sign of trouble.
He just witnessed an entire plane explode. He's like, no, what a fucking chicken.
And that's the end.
What?
Next,
Really?
to live again.
That's how it ends?
Yeah, that's what I was saying before when I read it. I was like, what?
It's a sudden
It ends
end.
with Doc Ock exploding.
I like that issue.
He kills himself, pretty
Yeah,
much.
he kind of kamikazes in a way, right? But the plane was
I
never in
reckon
the
he
air.
lived.
Of course he did. He's gonna come
Yeah,
back.
but how do you reckon they'll explain it?
His arms wrapped him up.
Yeah, they went,
Yeah.
yeah. It'll be like Liam Neeson in Widows,
Oh yeah, where it was like,
where he jumps out and then he explodes it.
yeah.
Thomas Tweets segment.
That's a spoiler for Widows. That's like a direct
That
spoiler.
movie came out like a year ago.
Okay.
Thomas Tweets segment.
Yay.
Thomas tweets. He tweets in every week. We don't know what he's gonna say, but it's probably a good one. Hey.
Yeah, there we go. That's good.
Thomas Tweets segment. This is the tweet formerly known as fan mail segment, but we realize no one else
This is
sends
the
us.
tweet known as...
This is the segment formerly known as the fan mail segment, but it's not fan mail segment because only one person tweets us. His name is Thomas.
It's called Thomas.
It's called Thomas.
That's so rude.
He's gonna come for us one day if we're not too careful.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I'm scared. You have to be quick, Thomas. We only got 10
we're
episodes
friends
left.
with him, right?
That's what we think, but he might have other intentions.
Oh.
He might come on this podcast personally and
No.
just ruin it. Not ruin it, but
Try and
take it down
oh, that's sad.
once we defame him.
No.
Anyways, what he said this week in relation to what we said last week is we asked him when the fire alarm happened at his Endgame premiere. Because remember he said that? And he said the alarm happened right when Hawkeye was killing all the Japanese people.
Yikes.
All the lights came on and everyone kept trying to watch the sudden shittiest screen. People got mad.
Yeah, they would have.
They wanted to see Japanese people get killed. Who
Oh
wouldn't?
my god. Yikes.
It's alright, we've balanced out now this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
And he says, guys, when I lived in England, I got a free cookie from Subway on my birthday. It's real.
Oh my god, that's what we should do after we record. We should go get Subway cookies.
Yeah, from England.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
We'll send a pic to Thomas.
Yeah.
On Thomas,
Thomas
it'll be here on the screen. Yeah, that's a really small picture. You have to do it bigger because it's a wide screen. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's pretty big. Yeah, that's good. And he said it was Mike's bad Mandarin title joke, but whatever. You guys have goldfish memory just like me.
I do have goldfish memory.
Yeah. Well, Thomas, I'm forever going to call that movie Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Mandarin. Forever.
Forever.
Not until it comes out, just forever.
You know, if I was a superhero, I'd be like the goldfish.
That's not a superpower at all. That's just... People have that in real life. It's dementia.
No, I'm just saying no matter what my power would be, I'd want to be called the goldfish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it could be like your power is you can
goldfinch?
stretch really far and
I don't want
click,
that power.
click your fingers and things explode and you'll be called the goldfish.
I would hate having those powers.
Well,
Because then, like, why would you want to explode stuff? I would do it on impulse because I just have it, but I wouldn't want to use it. Exactly. That'd be fucking horrible. Unless
I
you
don't
would,
know.
like, I don't know. You want to embarrass someone, explode their clothes.
wouldn't that explode them too? Or just like sizzle
yeah,
up?
sizzle it. Yeah.
Oh well, maybe they're a nudist and you just freed them.
They're opposite of Tobias from Arrested Development.
Yeah, they're say your butt to.
Yeah.
The opposite of Tobias. They'll make a second Lion King and it'll be like the Smurfs when they go to New York. That's what Thomas said.
I forgot that movie existed until you
The
just
Lion
said
King
that.
or the Smurfs?
The Smurfs go to New York.
I'd watch a Lion King movie where they all go to New York and they
Just
do the Abbey
people.
Road thing where they walk across the street and it's like dum, dum,
But they like
dum,
terrorize
dum.
humans, like maul them, scalp them.
Oh, no, it's the conflict. They just want to blend in, but they perceive them as threats.
Yeah.
You know, Craven the Hunter can be in it. He also sent a gif of Spider-Man crying in the shower.
And I handled it like a champ.
Yep, because he said something about that last week.
Mm.
And he said, I actually didn't watch the video, but I will next week. So he's watching
I hope
right
you're
now.
watching right now.
If he's not watching, then he lied. I think we asked if we should live stream the Raimi marathon. And he said, make it a 24-hour live stream, then play them on a loop on Twitch. Which it kind of defeats the purpose of...
I feel like you're not allowed to live stream like movies.
Movies,
on Twitch.
yeah.
I think that's really.
Unless he means play them on a loop and we just like sit there and watch it forever.
For 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's unhealthy.
Look, that's what he said.
Well, if you're gonna watch it, Thomas, then we'll do it. But if you're not, then forget about it.
Yeah, that's the episode. I was gonna say something, but then I didn't.
Oh. Hey,
Look.
forget about it.
That's the end of the show. What do you want? What do you want from me?
What
This is
do
the
you
last
want from
season.
me?
I hope it's been good this episode. Do you think it's been good? Yeah, it's alright. It's nice to be outside for once.
It is. We actually haven't seen the sun in.
Yeah.
As long
I
as
feel like
we've
we
been doing
have
this
we've
podcast.
we've done a review outside before. That's why I'm like, this doesn't feel that different.
We did a review outside.
Yeah, we did. We did our Dark Phoenix review outside.
Ah,
Yeah.
correct.
I think that's the only one.
Correct.
Yeah, if you want to follow us, you can do that. peterpalmerpod on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also send us an email if you'd like at gmail.com, peterpalmerpod@gmail.com. Thank you. Any last words?
No. I'll see you next week, Chief.
They'll see us. You won't see them.
Oh.
Or will we? Bye.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.